somebody here from Greece. That's pretty cool. Morning to you all. Morning. Hey, Stuart, good morning. Hopefully my mic is not all jacked up today. We can just get on with this nice and smooth. But it wouldn't be a Pips to Profit stream without some kind of weird technical difficulty. Let's see. All right, we're getting going. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Hope you all are doing well. Yep, we're getting into it now. All right. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Please feel free to pause the stream, read through this. Down in the description of every one of my videos is the disclaimer as well. Great to have you all back. Great to be back after my little one day off. I think that I'm going to start doing these streams most likely on like a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday instead of every single day of the week. I think that would be a good live schedule, or at least like Wednesday, Friday, something along those lines. Okay, great. Let's get into NASDAQ as always, starting off with the analysis. We've got 30 minutes to the open. And just taking a look, I'm going to zoom out. And obviously the NASDAQ has been going down. We had that big 1,000-point drop or whatever on Monday. I'm not going to worry about any of that stuff. We had day one of the 3-day cycle on Tuesday and a bit of a repeat on Wednesday. So we've been kind of poking our head up each day. Day one, day two. And then now on day 3 of the cycle on a Friday, yesterday was kind of a day 1 breakouts to the upside, first green day. And then now looking at today, looking for that 3-session setup, peak formation at the low of the day, peak formation at the high of the day. We have this downwards descending channel. We're at the low of the day. All of that's really good. So I'm going to be watching this for either a continuation of this channel in a down moving market on a Friday. We're back. We've pumped it back up to Friday's close. So I'm going to project this all the way across. Oh, and lines up pretty well. So that was Friday's close. And then now we've kind of bumped up into that, and we're just kind of projecting, kind of around that. But breaking it down smaller, peak formation low, peak formation high, consolidation in the middle, downwards facing channel. We're at the low of the day. That's all the information I really need. We're at the high of the week. Either looking for a trend trade off of the low of the day to go back up, but the overall market is obviously down, so I'm going to be looking for a sell high opportunity if that were to present. US 30, pretty much the same exact thing. I didn't really care for US 30 compared to NASDAQ. I think the NASDAQ is going to be my better option. All right, take a look at oil. Oh, zooming out, zooming out, zooming out. Okay, so we've had multiple days of dump down. Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday was day 1 breakouts. Thursday was day 2 breakouts. And then now we're into the 3rd day of breakouts. And with 3 days of breakouts, I like to see a lower low back down on the inside. I don't know why I'm on a 5-minute chart. Let's get out of that. Some kind of lower low back down on the inside of the previous day's range, or just in general, a lower low. And as of right now, we're just making higher highs and higher lows. So going to need for that to change if I'm going to look for a 3 days of breakout setup. Otherwise, this has the potential to continue to just go higher. We've been dumping. Maybe now we're looking to start pumping, and I have to respect that. The setup is 3 days breakouts with a lower low, and then I look for the pump for the dump. As of right now, we're just going up. Day 2 breakouts. We're into day 3. Okay, we'll take a look at natural gas. I don't think I had any notes for natural gas. Oh, maybe I did. Monday, day 1, 3-day cycle. Tuesday, day 2, day 1 breakouts to the upside and first green day. Day 3 blew off in a direction. So that reverts back now, day 1. Day 2, trend away from day 1 lows, and also another day of breakouts. So we've got 1, 2, 3 days of breakouts now to the upside into that 4th day. And we can do our end of day consolidation, which would look something like this. And we're back up now at the previous day's high. And I think that's all I'm going to have for this. If I was going to look for a trade on this, we're at the correct place within the chart. Also, 3 pushes outside of the opening range: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then now we're in consolidation between a high and a low, and we're at the high of that consolidation. So maybe looking for an engulfment, and then trading this as such. But let's take a look, maybe lower time frame. Higher highs and let's see. Yeah, no, I need a better lower low than that. Okay, we'll go to CAD. Oh, take a look at some of these currencies real quick. So CAD was in that big up move, and I haven't been paying attention to it at all. All right, breakouts day 1 on Monday, breakouts day 2, opening range breakout on Tuesday, day 3 breakouts on Wednesday, inside day yesterday. Give it an inside day, 3 days of breakouts down. And now we're just in consolidation once again. Let's take a look and see. We got a low. And this is another one. They've spiked the low of today. They've spiked the high of today. A lot of the templates on the day itself are looking fairly similar. So like Asia, London, peak formation low, and maybe now peak formation high and consolidation in the middle. Previous day's low was triggered in London. I'm going to go see if I can find something better. All right, we'll zoom out on this. Looking at the pound. Praise the Lord. Absolutely. Okay, Monday, inside day. Tuesday, breakouts, day 1. Wednesday was another inside day. Day 1 of the 3-day cycle yesterday, first green day. Day 1 breakouts to the upside now. Let's try and get this projected across. There we go. So if I traded the breakout of that level, Mound 1, Mound 2, Mound 3, peak formation high, coming back to stop out breakout traders, also making a bit of a lower low. Okay, so this was day 1 breakouts up. And first green day. Let's see, how far have they come down off of the high of the day? 50. Okay, so not 3 levels of drop. So the idea would be that this breakout is either going to succeed or it's going to fail. And if I was going to look to take the long, it would need to be from the low of the day, which we're at right now. Price action would have to obviously confirm, but as of right now, this is what we got. GJ is worth a look. I'll take a look. I'm going to zoom out, make sure I haven't missed anything. This inside day, we've triggered both sides. So breakout traders have been stopped out on either side of the range. If they traded the breakout here, they've been stopped out. If they traded the breakout here, they've been stopped out as well at break even. Let's see. Today's day 2 of the 3-day cycle. I think this might be worth a watch. We'll see. Okay, look at the euro. Big peak formation on Monday. We got an inside day. Yep, inside day. I don't know why this is over. Oh, it's a double inside day. That's why. Had an inside day on Tuesday. Double inside day on Wednesday. Followed by an outside day. So they've cleared the board. Today's day 2 of the 3-day cycle. Day 3 of the week. I think this might not be a bad pair to be watching. That outside day would be my signal to be watching this pair. We've got this kind of descending channel, and we're at the low of the day. Would not mind watching this. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, going to gold. We got Friday's close up there. Yesterday was day 1 breakouts to the upside. Also maybe considered a first green day. So probably should put that up there for myself. And for everybody watching this. First green day. And again, peak formation low. London. Gap time, peak formation high. Coming into New York. Josh, how dare you for being late? Man, I'm just messing with you. Good to have you here. All right, day 1 breakouts, first green day. So with day 1 breakouts to the upside, normally what you would be looking for would be like 3 levels of drop and then some kind of trend trade in the direction of the breakout, but also keeping in mind, of course, that not all breakouts succeed, and gold has been going down. So who knows? Okay, but I have it labeled dump, and then the consolidation, and now maybe the pump. But we'll have to see. Okay, silver I think was also a decent option. Day 1 breakouts, first green day, similar to gold, dump, consolidation, breakout, first green day, day 1. Now we're coming into, day 2 and watching this pattern as we get down here to the low of the day. Okay. I think I almost like silver more than gold, if I'm being honest. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are having a good Friday. It's going to be a good weekend, I'm sure. So I need to decide which pairs to watch. I think silver is definitely going to be up on my list of to do. Either silver or gold. Either one's fine. And Q. I wanted oil as well. Oh, that's rude. All right, let's fix that. There we go. Okay, we'll get that up there. We could get gold or oil down here. Okay, and I wanted to watch the euro as well. The euro looks like it's shaping up to be something decent. All right. What about oil? Did I not go over oil? No, I did go over oil. Day 3 breakouts need a lower low. We're just continuing to break out higher, though, as of right now. So just watching my levels, understanding the 3 things that markets do: breakout, trend, breakout, reverse, stay in a trading range. We've broken previous day's high. We're into that 3rd day of breakouts now. And watching time of day. All right, I'm going to get my ugly mug off of here. If I can figure out how to do that. Oh boy, I'm just clicking on everything except for what I need. There we go. Let's see. Okay, we got 15 minutes to the New York Open. Looking good, looking good, looking good. And I can do this, and we're going to do one of these. No, I'm not going to do that. How do I... There we go. Ah. That's weird to change the settings. Anyways. Stewart, US 30. Yeah, there's a few outside days yesterday. Absolutely. What is my thesis on EU? EU was outside day yesterday. It was a double inside day, outside day. And I got my ideas up here in the text. Here we go. So I'm looking for a parabolic channel or a squeeze. So if this channel, we start breaking out to the upside of this channel, that's fine. But I'm going to be watching around the New York Open to make decisions. We're at the low of the day. We've got like this 1 bar trading range right now. We're just all on the inside of that. Kind of the same thing over here. This bar closed, but we're not at the low. All right, I'm good with all these. Let's go down to the 5. Silver's really on the inside. All on the inside of London's high low, which is also pretty much on the inside of Asia's high and low. Let's see. Euro has broke out to the low of the day and reversed. Why is my channel all of a sudden so messed up? There we go. Pull this down a little bit more. There we go. So we're at the low of the day. We got a peak formation made. So they put in a low. $10 minutes to the open. NASDAQ, am I bullish? I really don't have a directional bias. We're making lower lows right now. I'm watching this peak high, peak low. We're back to the outside of that, or we went to the outside of that. I'm watching to see if this fails at the open or just the price action essentially that happens around the open. The overall setup being day one breakouts to the upside. So I would be looking at the low of the day for the trend trade, especially if there's 3 levels of drop, which, man, 300 pips of drop is a little wackadoodle, but we will see. What in the world did I just do? All right, I'm trying to get my other screen set up here. Bullish doesn't matter so much. It's about getting a setup or not. Yep, 100%. That's why that's a very difficult question to ask. You know, are you bullish or bearish? It's like, well, if the setup presents, I could do anything. I can go anywhere. I just need the price action to confirm and tell me that the larger 3-day setup is confirming. Like the larger 3-day setup would be to look for the 3 levels of drop and go long. But if price isn't doing that, then I have to obviously adjust. I may have already missed the euro. That's fine. You know, very well. It's a pretty clean break. Of course, the euro doesn't have nearly as much volatility as, you know, most other pairs, but yeah, this is a 5-minute chart. That's only, what, 6 pips? It's one of the reasons I've stopped trading currencies as much is because the volatility just isn't there. With your stream, I never forget to drink enough water. That's what I like to hear. It's a good trading stream and also a hydration reminder, you know. Just gotta multitask. No, so Moses, you can have a first green day that's not day one breakouts. It just so happens that in combination with the first green day, we got a day one breakout yesterday. There's plenty of examples of first green days that are not day one breakouts. But you might have a first green day that results the next day in day one breakouts, and the setup is evolving. So you got first green day one day, and then you got day one breakouts the next day, and that gives you something to look for on the third day, 3 levels of drop, trend trade. Let me draw this. I think this makes more sense. So if we're dumping, and we're dumping, and we're dumping, and then we get a first green day. Let's say that this is not a day one breakout, though, but it's peak formation day at the low of the week, low of the month, low, whatever. day one, first green day, and then the next day, maybe now you've resulted in day one breakouts. And then on the following day, you could get your 3 levels of drop for the trend trade continuation. There's lots of different scenarios, but this is why this, trading's cool, because it's the setups keep evolving. Just because you have a first green day and a trade the next day, or maybe the first green day, the next day the trade was really choppy and kind of difficult to get, you might have the opportunity the following day after that first day of breakouts or something like that. It might come in a bit more clean. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'm not just rambling into the void. Okay, we've got 4 minutes to the open. I feel like I was just sitting here breathing into the mic. My bad. You're watching Euro GBP, Euro Pound. I haven't looked at that pair in a while. I used to really like to trade that pair whenever I was trading Forex. I felt like that was a very clean. It was a very clean pair for what it was. Not a lot of volatility, but it always seemed to set up nice. Not always, but a few times a week. Okay, 2 minutes to the open. Okay, some price things to look at. Number one, 5-minute chart. We're in a 1-bar trading range in between the low of this bar and the high of this bar. All of this on the middle and the inside is just all consolidation at this point. Same thing over here. 1-bar consolidation on the NASDAQ, the high of this bar, the low of this bar. And we've been trading on the inside of that now for, I'm not going to count all these bars, but quite some time. And let's see, that bar made a higher high and has been in consolidation as well. So we're in a trading range on silver as well currently. Euro is the only one right now is making its move. So I need to wait for conditions to change for one of these other pairs if I'm going to look for a setup. We need to come out of these ranges. Whoa, we're going to skip those ads because there's no way y'all are about to get ads at the New York Open. There we go. Okay. Wow, what a lackluster New York Open. We never see those ads, just your screen. Yeah, because I always skip them. Fair, bro. They give me like a little alert that y'all are gonna receive ads. So I always look over and see that and skip it. Do I get money if I let them play? There's ad revenue, like it would be extra ad revenue for each ad that I played during the stream, but I've been on the other side of those ads and I know that it's really annoying, so I'm not going to do that. Making an extra couple of cents is not worth making you all sit through a paper towel commercial or whatever. Are those YouTube ads? Yeah. Okay, 932. So premium members would not see them. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like I have YouTube Premium, and I never see any ads. I watch a lot of like construction videos and other stuff like that, car videos and whatnot. Okay, coming down. New York Open has put a nice bull bar back up there, and they've come out of this range, which is good to see. Oil is still in that range and coiling. See what I'm talking about? This is a really good way to keep yourself from getting hemmed up. Noticing these little ranges. Don't get so caught up with every single bar that's formed up on the screen. Just think about the past 4 or 5 bars and look and see where was the last bar that went lower. It was this bar here. And then it's created a range now, even just down here on this 5-minute chart. So we're in a trading range essentially. And this big bear candle down has put us back at the low, but without going any lower. So if they were to run it back up right now, that'd be like a really good bear trap. But of course, they don't have to do that. It could just keep going lower, but little things to note as we continue on throughout our day. Saying GU entry soon. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander. Maybe even a stare. Okay, we're 4 minutes after the open. Is oil going to come out of this consolidation? Let's see. Day 3 breakouts. Silver's gone to the low of the day. Oh, I switched. I accidentally went to the pound. Hold on. Let's go back. Ooh, I don't know. I kind of like how gold is stair-stepped its way back up to the high. I'm gonna watch gold. It's not a super nice stair step by any means, but we're back up at the high of the day. What was this? Asia? Okay, so we're broken out of Asia at the high of the day. So high of the day before the session began. Okay. I'm gonna delete. Let's just pull this over down over the way. There we go. I feel oil will drop. Yeah, well, they've come out of this. They came out of this range. So if I was going to take this entry, I should have taken this 5-minute bar here, for obvious reasons, and I did not. Although I'm regretting that now. Yep, that's a mistake. Very well. Good stuff, Josh. I need to get my... it's a little bit harder when I have the stream and also trading. It's a little bit harder for me to focus fully. Not to make excuses, although that definitely was kind of an excuse. But sometimes I find myself missing more trades when I'm on these streams, which is why I think that I'm going to do them not less in the sense that I'm going to like stop, but maybe just start like only a couple days a week so I can focus the other 3 days, or maybe just 1 day a week so I can focus the other 4. We got about 12 seconds left on this 5-minute bar. And we are 10 minutes after the open. We're up into closing price now as well. At least the futures closing price. All right. Let's see here. Shake you're in short. Me too, but I'm on gold. See about holding this down. At least back to this previous swing low. And the futures closing price as well. We're getting this kind of blow off. I'm going to take a little bit off. One minute 43 seconds before this 5-minute bar closes. And take a bit off considering the large blow off down. Up about 40 pips or so, I think. Bias on gold, I took the short for the pump and dump. What I was saying about that 3 push pattern back up into the high. That's why you set me. Oh gosh, if I could speak with words, intelligent words. I was talking about the fact that we're at the high of the day, and we stared the way that we got back to the high of the day. How it stair-stepped its way up there, 1, 2, 3. This bar is what got me interested. 935 off the open. And then looking at the 1-minute chart, you could see there's someone in Discord. They kept posting like this video game, and it was like a castle, and it looks like a castle. And I love that because it's a really good analogy. We'll call it the castle pattern. You know, they like a medieval castle. Everything I'm saying right now sounds really dumb, but it's true. It kind of looks like we're building the roof of a castle and then coming back down. So I'm still holding on to was that sniper? Yeah, I'm still holding on to this. We just got back down to closing price, at least on the futures. We've blown through on Forex.com. So I think I'm going to take a little bit off at the low of this consolidation from London as well. Yep, that's a good point. And then the rest, I'm going to hold for the low of the day. Okay, I'm going to keep myself break even and hold for the low of the day. Okay, we're 45 minutes into an hour. With this big of a run below these lows, I would prefer to see it just continue to run. I really don't want to see much of a pullback. But if a pullback happens, I'm just going to hold through it. Unless they stop me out of break even, then whatever. Okay, and just a quick rundown. I'm showing the 3 push pattern, 1 push, 2 push, 3rd push up into the high. Volume should be trapped above push 2. A little head and shoulders up here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. The breakdown. New 5-minute bar is about to start. Okay. New 5-minute bar is about to start. Starts to pump back up. First bar of the 5-minute bar, the new 5-minute bar. Strong trend. Immediately continues to run. I wish you would, TR, I wish you would go back and I wish you would keep posting those because I thought it was funny, but it's also a really good like reference to think about. It's a good visual. I don't know if it was a real video game or if like that was something he just made up. That's what it was? Is that real? Let's see if I can't find the... Of course, I'm never going to be able to find that one image that he used. All right, whatever. Okay, gold for 45 minutes into an hour. We've made a pretty decent run down. Low of the day targets down over here. I might even just take the failed breakout level of London if we can get back down there. Which maybe I should have just closed the whole thing since we're so close. But that's okay. Let's see if we can get down here. I'm going to manage this on the 5 so I don't get every 1 minute bar starts freaking me out. Honestly, if we can follow through back down to that failed breakout level, I'd be fine with that. Which would be an extra 25 pips from where we're at. I'd be good with that. Hey, bud, when closing price Friday... I think that whole 11.59 thing is not... I think that's like ICT or something. I don't know for sure, but closing price is just where the day ended. Let me get out of the... I'm in a 1 minute. That's why it's going to be a pain in the butt. Let me get out. So see my purple line right here? See how the day ended Thursday? This was Thursday. The day ends. That's the price that it closed at. And then the new day opens to the right of this line. What time is this? Oh, gosh. So 1800, 6 o'clock. They close at 1645, reopen at 1800. So 1645, whatever price that closed at, that's where that purple line comes from. Where would I exit on oil? Probably the same. Low of day. We're close to it. Honestly, the end of the close of this bar wasn't a bad place. This 930 bar down. Instead of trying to hold for the extra, 10 ticks or whatever, or not 10 ticks, but however many pips that is. I doubt it's that many. Yeah. Yeah, Alex, I took the gold short. I took the gold short. and I was trying to hold it down for this level down here, and I'm still holding, but I'm going to... I've already taken most of the position off here at these lows. I'll go back down to the one. Down at the lows of these, like the London lows, the consolidation lows. And if it follows through the rest of the way, then so be it. If not, whatever. And honestly, if they don't follow through within the next like 15 minutes, I'll just get out. If it starts popping back up too far, I'll just get out. But gold was pretty clean. It was a very split-second decision. That's why everything can change so quickly. You know, it's like the pattern's not there, and then all of a sudden it appears. It's like, oh, there it is. But high of day, peak formation high. You can see the M traded back up into the high. Push 1, push 2, push 3, ending in 1, 2, 3. This bar's close was not lower than the previous bar's low. So this bar was the best signal, if you will. Also dumping it down underneath the EMA. So everybody up in this 1, 2, 3 should be caught. Everybody above push 2 should be caught. And we got a really shallow retracement on the 1 minute back up into this EMA, and also just a little bit up into the bar, which gave a really good entry. Oh boy, I'm well hydrated. I'm at break. I'm gonna be right back. 2 seconds. All right. So the close of this 5 minute bar is acceptable. This bar closed outside of, it's a down closed bar, and it broke out of previous bar's lows. Closed lower than the previous 2 bars. So really, if I would have just sold that 5 minute bar, that would be fine. Like, I was fine with just taking that 5 minute bar entry, and stops go above push 2. Not even necessarily all the way up here at the high at the wick. I just like to put them, you know, up somewhere in this area here, which is a fairly wide stop. But come down here. So this right here, 9:39, is 1 minute before the new 5 minute bar opened. So I was looking to sell essentially on this bar right here, and I did. No, it depends, Alexander. So if we are really far away from the EMA, and I have an opportunity to sell down into the EMA with a larger setup in mind, I will do that. Can someone explain a movement? What do you want to know about it, G-Man? It's pretty much 60 pips straight down. which is not too bad. Not too shabby. I think that's the phrase. G-Man, what do you want to know about the moving average? Let me zoom out. Let me answer that question, Sam, in a second. Let me zoom out and see what the larger setup was. So I was looking for, I think I said it in the analysis this morning. I was really mainly looking for a 3-session setup instead of this. All right, day 1 breakouts, first green day. The reason I was looking for the 3-session setup is because of Asia, London, breakout, gap time, breakout, so peak formation low, peak formation high, and then trading back up into the high, so a good 3-session setup that is built and presented over 3 sessions into the New York Open. It provided a really good opportunity that repeats over and over again. So I was mainly focused on that. That's the reason for taking the trade, not obviously this. What is the setting? It's a 20 EMA. The pips to profit indicator, if you have this, it's free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. All you have to do is just click this little box and it'll turn it on for you. It's a 20 EMA. Yes, Sam, essentially. But that doesn't mean it's going to continue to go lower. That's the reason for this trade was not like a 3-day setup or like a anything like that. It was more of we're at the high of the week and we're at the high of the day, and the price that presented in the leg up back up to the high of the day, when it stair steps like that, it makes it a little bit easier to gauge where people are caught and trapped. And also seeing, the 1, 2, 3 in the third level as well. Like that was quite convincing to me that I was correct. And also, of course, when you have trap above push 2, they lifted price up. So if I bought this bar, that was my best fill opportunity. Second best fill right here. The most convincing candle within the consolidation. And so when it broke back down over here, the idea would be, well, okay, all these people up here, they shouldn't go back up. They're going to be caught. Hopefully that makes sense. It's like a bull trap. And just a reminder that I will not be doing these live streams next week. I'm teaching a webinar, so I'll be trading with them instead. But I will come back the week after, and I shouldn't have another one for many weeks. So, okay, NASDAQ was in consolidation between high and a low. Now we have a 5-minute bar closing below the low of that consolidation. Also closing below the previous 2 bars. We got a 1, 2, 3 to the high and an engulfment. Not really an engulfment, but it at least took out the opens or the closes of these bars. Maybe people are trapped above P2, push 2, 1, 2, 3, engulfment back down. Traps above push 2. 5-minute bar closing lower than the 2 previous bars lows. Number 1, this is a break of trend. So they're either going to, number 1, if this is a down moving market and this is going to follow through, then it's just going to follow through. However, if this bear trend something like this, right? And I've talked about these trend lines, the channels and things, which this is actually something that I've learned from Al Brooks. But these bear trend channels, and then it breaks out, and they come back down to retest. If they retest in this area and go up, if they go vertical from this point, it's a high probability of going back to the high of the day. If it continues to break down, good stuff. Hey, Gene, so it's more of it's just a, what did you call it? Study? Yeah, it's a study on your own. But I'm very adamant about, if you have questions, like, don't feel like you're on your own. You can message me on Discord. If you don't have a Discord, you can message me on my website. Yeah, don't feel like you bought it and now you're just out there on your own. I've got lots of people that message me consistently. Like if you have charts or you have questions about the boot camp or anything like that, it's actually better if you do message me on Discord, because I can send you pictures, and my explanations are much better with pictures, I think. I like to explain with pictures, because when I just say words, it's like, oh man, are they really understanding what I'm saying? Am I explaining it well? But if I got a picture, then I can, send it back to you. Yep, no problem. I'm out of gold, by the way. I forgot to say that. I got stopped out. After taking, obviously, the profits down at the lows of this consolidation down here. Took a majority off here, and yeah, got stopped out for the rest. Cam, have you adjusted your stop loss since moving over to futures? No. Still put it above push 2. I'm still putting it above, 5-minute bar highs. I did make an adjustment slightly to how I was managing trades because of, what is that rule with futures? It's like first in, first out. So if I scale into a position, they're going to remove the first contract that I entered in with. So if I scale in as the move is going down, and then I take profits down here, it takes the first contract out, which I'm not going to lie is really annoying. I know that's just how it is, and I need to just, kind of shut up in color, but I don't want that contract to leave. I want the contract that I entered in down low with, because it used to hold my average in one place. So like with Forex, I used to be able to scale out of all positions. Let's say that I entered in with one lot, and then I entered in with another lot down low, and then I entered in with another lot. The average of those 3 entries is going to be in one location. And with magic keys, I used to be able to hit, close half, and it would remove half of all 3 of those positions. Or if I were to I could select which lot that I wanted to remove. So if, let's say that I entered in here and here and here, and then I felt like this one was a little bit too low, it pulled my average down too far, and we blew off, I could make that decision and say, okay, I'm going to remove this bottom lot. That way my average stays up high. Whereas now with futures, if I do that, it's going to start pulling contracts off the top, and it's going to pull my average like all the way down here, which can really get you into trouble if you're not paying attention, because then it blows off and now you're stuck and you're giving back profits for no reason, which is what I struggle with at first when I switched over to futures. Kind of had to adjust my management style. I would say that I'm holding things a lot less now. Like when I was trading Forex, I could hold things and just scale out as it was going down or going up. But now if I hit a price point and I'm comfortable with that price point, I'm just going to, most of the time, I just close everything. I think gold's a pretty good example of why. So gold, even gold right now, this is a 1-bar trading range. Big down close bar. All of these bars are sitting in the middle. NASDAQ, exactly what I was talking about. Something it's worth watching. Oh, Creo, I answered your question before before you even said it, right as you said it. So a bear trend that breaks and goes sideways, we're either retesting, coming off of the low of the day, and we're going to go back to the high of the day. That's number one. Number two, it continues to break down, and my thesis is going to completely change to this breakout could fail. And then now we're looking at back down to the low of the week in a down moving market. That would be a high of week sort of setup. I'm on a 5-minute chart right now, Paulie, but it can happen on a 15 as well. Like, for example, like, have you ever noticed that after the news, I'll use that as a really good example. The news will put like these huge 15-minute bars down, and then the whole entire session will just trade on the inside of those. It's because you're in the middle. You're in a trading range, even though it's just a trading range with one bar. One 15-minute bar creates a range, and it can be really difficult to trade on the inside of this. So it's best to just wait to get to the outside, if that makes sense. What I'm saying has really no relationship to the style of trading. It's just like price action in general. To keep yourself out of the inside, even though it's just a 1-bar trading range, it's still a trading range, and that's a good way to get chopped up. It's much easier to catch a trend, or much easier to catch the full move of a market that's in breakout and not sitting in a trading range, if that makes sense. There's too many variables to watch for. It's best to just wait for it to get back to the outside. I mean, the same concept applies too. When, like, how many times have you seen an inside day, and then we're on the inside the following day, and I say something along the lines of like, well, we still haven't triggered the previous day's high or low. Yesterday was an inside day, so I'm just gonna wait till one of those levels is triggered. Like, that reasoning is exactly the same, just on a bigger scale, right? On a daily chart, and I'm just referring to a 5-minute chart, but it's the same sort of concept. And that's kind of like what Stacey talks about too with, do you want to be on the inside or the outside? You know, the same thing. If you're in a range, it's best to stay out of the middle of that range and only wait until you get to the outside with a good template. really for anybody in here, I've got 118 of you in here right now, which is phenomenal, by the way. How many of you have only been trading for maybe like a year or less? And you're struggling to see certain things, or maybe you started with trying to learn a strategy. One of the biggest things I could probably suggest is not only learning the market maker cycle. That's great. Learn the cycle. Learn this stuff. But this is kind of, it is a bit more, I would say, advanced to understand all of these things and all that. So if you really wanted to have a really good starting point, build a really good foundation, start with price action, learn about price action. That's it. Blank charts. What do candles mean? Because the markets are fractal. So if you understand price action on a 5-minute chart, you'll understand price action on a daily chart. And it all just kind of bleeds together. It's like, okay, well, the daily chart, 3-day setups, market maker cycle. Okay, now I need to figure out how to actually take the trades on the day. And how you're going to do that, you should be proficient with price action. My trade often hits TP. Well, that's a good thing to go back and study. Alexander, why? Why is that? Why is that consistently happening? If you could fix that one problem, your analysis is correct, which is half the battle. But there's something with your price action learning or whatever that maybe you just need to go back and make small tweaks. If your analysis is correct more than 50% of the time or 50% of the time, just maybe do a review of your entries and figure out why. Not advice, education only. Am I in on NASDAQ? No. But I'm strongly thinking about it. I think maybe I should have already been in, but yeah, I really like Al Brooks, the way that he teaches. It's kind of hard to learn about trading from books, but I've got one of his books called, oh gosh, reading, hold on, let me grab it. I'm going to forget. I don't want to misdo the title or whatever. Reading price charts bar by bar. An Al Brooks book. Yep, that's the one, Sam. And I found that to actually be really useful. What I was doing is go and find all the different types of signals and setups and things that he talks about, and I would highlight, and then in a notebook basically write down what page and what the topic was so I can go back and review. I learned a lot about price action trading from Al Brooks. And that's one of those books that I'd like to, it's a good read over and over again because you always go back and you catch something different that you missed before. Do I still use? Yeah, so I don't use any one system only for the system. Like I learned price action trading from Al Brooks and a few other various places. I learned about classical charting from all the books in my description below. If you look at the video description and scroll down, you'll see all the different books. Strategy-wise, I learned a lot from Stacey, but market maker cycle and things like that. The market cycles I learned from Steve Mauro, but the actual 3-day setups and stuff like that, obviously learning from Stacey, which always heard one should have 10 years. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a certain time. Like, it's not like going to college to be a doctor. Like, there's no set time. I think some people definitely figure it out faster than others. So I took that one trade on gold. I'm just kind of sitting here staring at it at this point. I was thinking about NASDAQ, but I'm not necessarily convinced. Yeah, so I think my learning curve was definitely accelerated because of my circumstances in which I learned. The job that I was currently working in the military, like, I had a lot of free time. So I was studying, like, I would wake up at 6 a.m. I would study sometimes until like 1 o'clock in the morning, doing my study binder, watching price movements, back testing, figuring out the ins and outs of the strategy and what to look for and things like that, building my own. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to look for. And I was doing that consistently every day for, I think, 8 months. It was like 8 months of doing that straight. Which was rough. And I feel like I went about it a really good way. Like, some of you that are in here probably heard me talk about this, but if you have the ability to sit on a demo account for 3 months, let's say that you start on the first of the month, right? And you say, I'm going to trade this demo account profitably for 3 months. And if I can do that, then maybe I'll go to live funds. But if anywhere within that 3 months, you hit a max drawdown, you spiral out of control, you take a loss that's so big that, because of bad behaviors, you have broken, I'll say your rules, but really just your risk. You've risked too much. You've had bad behaviors. You got to go back to day one. So let's say that you're 2 months and 2 weeks into your 3-month challenge, and you slip up one day and you just lose an insane amount. You get down like 5, 10, 15% on the day or something like that because of bad behaviors. You started risking more than you were supposed to, or whatever it may be. Going back to day one and starting over and saying, okay, I'm going to do it again for another 3 months, and just do that over and over again, because what it did for me was, yes, it's a demo account, and to most people that means nothing. It's like, okay, well, I'm not actually making any money, so why does that matter? Well, if you're going to go to school to become a medical professional, maybe a surgeon, do you start off day one by performing a brain surgery? Probably not. Like, you're going to practice on other things that are not alive before actually getting into the real thing. And I kind of took that same approach with trading. That's, I would rather prove that I'm proficient and good with a demo account, prove to myself that I'm professional enough and disciplined enough to execute for a long period of time consistently, compared to, well, I'm just going to jump into it and hope for the best. Because there was a lot of times on my demo that I was like, man, I've got it. Oh, yeah. Didn't have it. Did not have it. Consistently looking for the right things, but not consistently only doing the right things. All right. I am rapidly losing interest in many things. Yeah, that's not a bad option either. Top step, $50 a month. That's not bad. And the thing is, what I found with that demo is like, so most of the time people have the problem with having emotional attachment to the demo, and then they start doing things differently once they get to live funds, right? So like, maybe you could, I don't know, do something completely different on a demo account. That's where you have to be honest with yourself. It's like, would I have actually done this with real money, or did I just do this because it was demo? And then in doing that, and having failed my own challenge so many times, it started to build emotional attachment to that demo because I didn't want to keep failing and have to keep on restarting. So I better get my stuff together and figure it out. You know. Can you please do a video, the different types of entries you use, Moses? Yes. So, yeah, Eamon, that's what I was actually just talking about. The emotional attachment. You have to build emotional attachment to your fake money because otherwise you're just going to do whatever, and it's actually going to build bad habits. This video, either this week or for next week, in this 5-part series, I'm on part 3, 4, and 5. We're going into 4 and 5. This week is going to be all about the setups, knowing what the setups are, the ins and outs, what to look for, the playbook, all that kinds of stuff, and not really focus as much on the entries. And then next week or the week after, the entire video is just going to be about entries. It's not going to be about, oh, there's a 3-day setup or first red or first green. We're just going to focus on entries, and that's it. Because it's really easy to say, oh, there's a first green day, or oh, there's a first red day. But the problem is the next day when it's a first red day and it's going vertical and you're thinking, well, it's going up, so I should be going short. Yeah, not always. Jake, you have a good weekend as well. Oh, yeah. Here we go again. So NASDAQ, 5-minute bar, breakout, inside bar. We about to get a reversal, or is it going to continue? Breakout immediately followed by an inside bar, followed by a doji. We going back down, or are we going to... So this is, again, exactly what I was talking about, these one-bar like ranges. Now we're just all on the inside. It's best to wait for a better signal. Did Geo do something crazy? Oh, nice. Who took that? Iceman? Very nice. Oh, yeah. First green day. Day 1 breakouts coming off the low. Very nice. Higher high. Dumping it back down. 1, 2, 3. Engulfment. Super clean. Is that exactly how you saw it as well, Iceman? That's what got you in? Very good. Honestly, that one gold trade was, I think, maybe good enough for me. It was like 60 pips or so. Nice little base hit. Not necessarily a home run, but better than decent. Oh, it's not an actual setup. I don't want to take that. Time is it 10:30? All right, this is the time that I always get off. And then people go to Discord and start shooting me messages like, you just got off right at the wrong time. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to stare at it for a little bit longer. But if I don't see something that's perfect, I'm not going to take it because that gold trade was good enough. Oh. No. I got a good chuckle out of the NASDAQ this week because something I noticed. Number one, let's go to the daily chart on NASDAQ. Let's just have a chat about NASDAQ. And I get a chuckle out of the news stuff, like whenever I start seeing news reporting of things. NASDAQ is 3 weeks of breakouts down. There was a double top, kind of a descending triangle, double top on a daily chart that broke down, coiled, and continued to do that into the third week in a blow off. And the news started reporting about how, oh my gosh, the world is going to end. It's going to collapse. And I mean, it could still continue to go down, but they reported it at the bottom. They reported it at the bottom, and then now all week long, it's just been pitter-pattering around. Just makes me chuckle whenever I see news reporting things at the bottom. Not the bottom, but maybe the end of a move, the initial move. And that's it. That's my rant for the day. Gold went right back up. Yeah, it did. Wait, what? NASDAQ was a strong trend all day yesterday, into the close. I think was that 2 days ago? Yeah, you were thinking about 2 days ago on Wednesday. Which on Wednesday I was looking for this short. I think for all of you that were in the stream with me. We were watching this consolidation down here, which should have followed through, but it didn't, and it pumped back up into the high one last time. Gold is, I think, to the wind at this point. Unless it's going to come later in the session or something like that. But as far as like the first green day, day one breakouts, like really should have been looking, if I was going to take that for a continuation or an expansion of this range, I should have already been in. I don't like to go short or go long at the high of the day. I was watching the NASDAQ to see if there was going to be low-hanging fruit. But I'm not really caring for it. I don't think it's perfect. And the timing and everything. It could follow through, I guess, but was it as good of a setup as gold, making it, kind of perfect? I just don't have the same I don't have the same conviction right now with NASDAQ that I did with gold. No, I think you misunderstood. I only took this short as a like a 3-session, like a session trade, session setup, not a 3-day setup or anything like that. The overall setup was day 1 breakouts, first green day, looking for the long. I was taking this based off of peak formation low, peak formation high, 3 pushes back into the high and an engulfment for the follow through. That's all it was. It's a good session trade. Scalp 60, I think it was like 64 pips or whatever. In and out. All right, I'm not convinced with anything. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great stream and a great week, too. For all of you that have been here all week long. Appreciate it. Enjoyed hanging out with you all. Coming back, not next week. I'll be teaching a webinar on Discord. But the week after that, coming back to YouTube and doing my thing over here. So you have a great weekend. Get out, enjoy the sunshine if you've got it, wherever you are in the world. I'll see y'all next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. All right, I'll see y'all then. Bye-bye.